This week on This and That Garage, I am in Paron, Arkansas, right up here in Ozark Mountains. I bought this old dually square body right here. We got to get her running, driving, stopping, hopefully, and head back to Clarksville, Tennessee, 400 miles. I can't do none of it talking to y'all, so let us get busy. Yes, sir, I'm up here in Arkansas. Let me tell you the whole story real quickly. I got a niece that lives in Sawmill, about, I think, 39 miles from here due east, right around Little Rock. Well, they own a campground up in Marshall, Arkansas, due north, hour and a half, 2 hours, right dead in the middle of the Ozark Mountains. Come up here to go to their campground this weekend because they were having a concert to sort of help promote the campground. Well, it got rained out. That was terrible, but at least they get to spend time with some family. I'll tell y'all all about the campground here in a little while, but for now, let me tell you about this thing right here. It's a 1980 Chevrolet Scottsdale C30 camper special. Oh yeah, fellas, with 454 big block. Oh yeah, we got all the torques. We're gonna be able to haul some stuff now. Yep. I think this is gonna be our tow vehicle. Yep. You know, I told y'all I was gonna take my four-wheelie drive and build a motor for it to, tow with. No, I think we got our tow vehicle now. This ain't my favorite color. I call it doo-doo brown. Probably gonna have to paint it. It's got some rust repair. It's actually better than usual This and That Garage vehicle as far as rust goes. But yeah, it's still got some rust. Here's the story on it that the feller I'm buying it from gave me that he got from the feller he bought it from. Been sitting for about 8 years. That feller let a friend borrow it, and well, this left front caliper locked up, and he said he just pinched the line off. He kept driving it with one front brake. Yep, sure did. And well, that feller went and got it. Said, no, we ain't doing that. So he parked it on his farm. Been sitting there ever since, about 8 years. The motor is supposed to turn over. Like I said, it ran 8 years ago. Ran when parked. One of those stories. Anyway, let's take a walk around it, and let's just check out all the rust. It's got, typical square body down at the bottom of the fenders. The door, this rocker panel, we'll look at it in a minute. It needs replacing. Got some rust above this fender here. This back fender's busted. We'll have to find us one of them. Rust right there. Nothing major. I mean, it can be repaired. I don't know if we'll repair the tailgate or if we'll just get another one. We'll just have to see. Come on around. There ain't none right there. That fender looks pretty good, but the bedside, it's rusted out a little bit right in there. That cab corner looks good. The bottom of that door looks good, and then we got some rust right there on that fender. I think right up here in the front of this fender too. Yeah, quite a bit. That we'll probably need to get 2 fenders. Like I said, doo-doo brown, not my favorite color. So we'll probably end up painting this one eventually. It might or might not have a little trash in the back. So I don't know the condition of the bed floor, but we'll clear all this out before we take off, and we'll look at that. Typical square body bent bowed hood. Yep. We'll pop the hood here in a minute. Let's take a look inside and see what we're working with. It's not in bad shape, of course. Door panel. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a door panel right here. Okay, so that's good. Typical, vice grip window roller downer. I hope that works, because, it doesn't. Goodness gracious. I'm going to be riding home with no 55 AC. That ain't no good. We'll have to work on that. Dash, typical, it's cracked. Other than the dash being cracked, it ain't too bad. A lot of times this this, whatever you call that's just destroyed. It ain't bad, but the plastic is foggy. We may have to take that out and see if we can't clear that up. But the seat is not in bad shape. Of course, it's got some rips, but it ain't too bad. But look at here, fellas. Look at here what we got. State-of-the-art car phone, bag phone. Is that not is that not awesome? Yeah, we only get the best here at this in that garage, sure enough. Of course, it is a 4-speed granny low. Right there, as you can see. Hope the clutch still works. Let's push on that pedal real quick. See what it does. It don't feel bad. It is sitting kind of low, but hopefully it'll be all right. Of course, it's got, you know, your steel headliner, so we ain't worried about that. Nope. All in all, it ain't too bad. It is an AC truck too. Yeah, look here. AC air conditioner. Oh yeah. Don't know the miles, because like I said, these are fogged up. We might work on them. We'll see. But anyway, let's pop the hood. See what we're working with under there. Like I said, it has the typical square body bowed hood. We'll have to get us a hood because I don't think this is repairable. Ooh! Oh, it's got some type of hood saver brace. Homemade job. It didn't help. No, sir, it didn't. Anyway, we'll have to have the hood. It is a big block. That is for sure. Let me pull this air cleaner out of the way. Got a quadrajet on it. Is the quadrajet stuck? No, sir. That works just fine. Of course, the mice have just covered the intake up with acorns and whatnot. It's got 4 red and 4 black spark plug wires, so that's good. These red ones look brand new. Yep. We'll probably pull the plugs and just spin it over with the starter. Try to build oil pressure in the lifters. Make it start quicker and easier. Heater hose, what is this doing? It's just stuck down in here. So we don't have a heater. That's good. This one here. Oh, I see now. The mic. No. That's power steering. That's power steering. We have to have a hose there because the mice have just destroyed it. Okay, they got the heater hose. It's just looped, so that's good. That hose looks pretty bad though, so I might get something there for that. We may just go ahead and get heater hoses and hook it up. Might as well. Unless that heater core is busted. So yeah, we may just keep it looped. But I do want some new hoses because that looks pretty doggone bad. Let me just grab the camera and show y'all what we got. As you can see, it is an AC truck. That's awesome. I'm so glad of that. Big block. Look at them big old valve covers. Definitely a big block. Brand new wires over here. There's heater hose. There they are. The heater hose is looped. Power steering is, yep. It's a Bluetooth hose. There's the end of it, and then I don't know if y'all can see that right there where the mice have just ate it all to pieces. So I have to get that hose. Got to need an air filter. It's got Hydro Boost brakes, so that's good. I figured it would, being a 1-ton dually. This is not a good sign. Nope, that was down in there. So apparently it has had ignition trouble at one time. So it may be something we have to fool with. Dual batteries. There's a second battery tray. I'm not worried about that, but it did come with that from the factory. Tell you what. Oh, look here. Hey, Miss Chicken. Miss Chicken, come here. Crazy thing. She was barking at me when I first pulled up. Anyway, let me put y'all back on the camera stand. And is that a clutch fan? Yep, sure is. So how am I gonna, oh, that's really loose too. How am I gonna see if this, I guess we'll just throw a battery in and hit starter. Might as well. I didn't check. Does it have keys? Let's see. We didn't open this door. Does it open? Yep. But yeah, see that rocker panel there? It's in great shape. Yes, awesome. We do have a key. Let's hook the battery up and just see if it'll turn over. Perfectamundo. Now, where's my cables? This one, it looks like it's going to the starter, so it'll go on the red plus, just like that right there. Ground, let's do a spark test. The key's on. Let me go turn the key off and do a spark test. All right, sparky test. Nope, I think we're good there, so that's awesome. Tell you what, while I'm here, does it have any Earl in it at all? Oh yeah, it says it's full. Show is black. We'll have to do an oil change if it starts and runs good. What about radiator fluids? What we got there? Well, how you get that off? I don't know. Why you get that off? I don't know. Well, there it goes. Oh yeah, it's about right there, and it's good and green too, so that's awesome. Might have to add a little bit, but we ain't gonna worry about that right now. I'll leave it cap loose because of that heater hose being pretty rough looking. Let me get in the truck, hit the key, see what it does. I reckon I ought to run the transmission through the gears, make sure that feels okay. Yeah, that don't feel bad. It ain't real sloppy. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. All right, let me hit the key. Do it, turn over. We got this dash light on. Here we go. Well, fellers, it ain't turning over good. Oh, wait a minute, I've lost connection on my battery. Let me clean them posts real quick. I don't know which one it is, so we'll just clean both of them. Ooh, it's the positive. It's pretty warm. That's not a good sign. We'll clean the negative too, just in case. All right, let's go check it again. It's got some kind of hog-looking creature, a sticker right there. All right, what does it do? Well, we still ain't getting nothing. Interesting. Do we have headlights? Let me go see. We may have electrical issues right off the bat. No lights. Well, let me do a little investigating. Let's check the battery first. It's brand new from Walmart, but that don't mean it's charged up. 12.62. That's not a full charge, but it's good enough. Your little junction box is right up there. Let's go test it real quick. All right, I don't have anything there. Let's check the hot post on the alternator next and see if it's got any juice going to it. No, sir. So we got us a distribution problem on our power. Let me see if I can figure that out. I think it goes down to the starter, firstly. I climbed up under the truck to look at the starter because your power jumps off and your starter goes back up to that little junction block I showed y'all. Well, I think I found the issue. there's the end of the cable going to the battery. So, yeah, it's Bluetooth, and Bluetooth does not work for starter power. So, I reckon we got to run back into town first thing, and we got to get us the end to fit on that starter. Let me see what I'm working with, and I'll decide what we got to do. I can't hardly get under it because my big old fat belly, it gets caught on the running board. I'm going to see if I can't jack this little feller up a little bit to help me out. We'll see. But I was thinking, that's not a real good sign to see that burnt in two. That means she's been cranked on quite a bit. So, yeah, I'm a little bit worried. Sure am. This is a 2-ton jack, but it's awful small for a 2-ton. Fellers, it ain't looking good right off the bat. No, sir. Here's the starter. I pulled it off because I was having trouble getting this nut off. This has been very, very hot. That's why that wire burned off. Speaking of, let me unhook that now because that's just a bare wire hanging down there. Yep, don't want to set the truck on fire. But anyway, pulled it off so I could get something on this to turn, get that off. And, well, look at the Bendix. Half of the teeth are missing, busted off. That's not a good sign. It makes me think this motor may be locked up. Let me climb back under there, put a screwdriver on the flex plate or flywheel, and see if everything will turn over. I did find a parts store that's got a starter. It's called Number 9 Parts. Remember me telling y'all that I'm in the mountains, the Ozark Mountains? Yeah, we are definitely off the beaten path with this truck. Well, matter of fact, let me just turn the camera around and I'll show you what kind of road we're on right now, doing about 20 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour actually. Gravel road, hilly, big old ditches on either side. It's just, yeah, we are definitely in the mountains, fellas. It's a 25-minute ride to the parts store. So I made a list. I'm getting everything that I could think of that we need to see if this motor will run. Anyway, O'Reilly's is, oh crap, we're gonna run into traffic. Let me get out of the way there. All right. O'Reilly's is like 45 minutes away. So yeah, we're going to Number 9 Auto Parts Store. Look at this old, I don't know what year that is. It's an early 50s Chevrolet. That's not a bad looking car. It's a 2-door too. Let me tell y'all this too. We finally made it back to payment, so I can do, you know, normal speed. But it's about a mile of gravel road to get back to where the truck is. I didn't know that the U.S. still had this much gravel road. Up in Marshall, where my niece's campground is, we went to what's called the Spring Saturday. We were on gravel road for, I know, a good 20 minutes. I was like, wow, didn't know this still existed in the U.S. Pretty neat though. Anyway, what I was going to tell y'all is when we first crossed into Arkansas, or ever since we crossed into Arkansas from Tennessee, man, the old cars sitting around houses, behind barns, next to shops, it's absolutely amazing. If I was a rich man, I'd just drive through Arkansas. When I saw one, I'd stop and ask them, did they want to sell it? Because, yeah, there's a whole lot of old cars up here in Arkansas. Anyways, let's get to the parts store, get us some parts, see if this old pile of junk will start. Well, I'm coming to you from the future whilst I'm headed back to civilization to get parts for this truck. I want to show y'all some footage that I already filmed. It's at my niece's campground. I don't remember if I've told y'all that's why I originally came up here. Anyway, it's video footage of her campground. Then we end up going to what they call the Spring. Pretty neat stuff. Anyway, y'all watch that. I'll be back in a little while and hopefully we'll get back to work on this truck. Well, I made it here to Marshall, Arkansas. I believe we're dead in the middle of the Ozark Mountains. I'm at a campground that my niece Caitlin and her husband Jonathan have been building for about 2 years. I'm gonna turn the camera around. They're gonna tell you a little bit about the attraction that will bring you here. And then I'm gonna walk around to show you the whole campground. It's pretty neat. Then we got a discount code for y'all if you wanna come here.
Hey, I'm Jonathan. This is my wife Caitlin, and this is Grassy Road Cabins and Camping. We've got 2 cabins that we built over the last couple of years, a tiny house on wheels, 9 RV spots that are all full hookup with water, sewer, electric, tent sites, and a glamping tent. It's a great place to come, get away, and enjoy the Buffalo National River, and have a nice quiet weekend.
What about the coupon code we're talking about doing?
So we got a special deal for you guys, 20% off for you fans of This and That Garage. If you email us, the discount code is This and That Garage. You get a 20% off your stay, whether it be one of our RV sites or one of our cabins. We'd love to have you guys come stay out here. And,
or you can email us the discount code FATCHAD for 25% off.
They're not joking. No, you can do that.
Yeah, we'll take it. And
do you have a Facebook? Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the link in the description below of the email address. Y'all got a website for this too?
Yep,
yeah.
Yep.
And the Facebook link and all that. And
definitely follow us on Facebook. We have a lot of fun here. We do a lot of stuff, and that's where we put most of our stuff.
Be sure that you don't book on the website if you want that discount. You have to contact them through email or Facebook Messenger.
We'll send you a link. We'll apply the discount.
Awesome. Made it back from number 9 parts in Perryville, Arkansas, or some call it Arkansas. Got a box of parts, 2 belts. One of them, I ain't sure, looks a little long. Heater hose, which we'll use for the power steering reservoir hose also. Some power steering fluid, starter, and they got connectors to fix that burnt cable coming from the battery. Let me get the starter situated. I'll be back and we'll hit the key and see if she'll turn over then. Well, I just pulled the whole starter cable out, get it out here where I can work on it. I'm gonna crimp this end. I tell you what, the wind has picked up a lot, man. It's blowing like crazy. Let's see if this fella here gonna crimp it. Y'all hear that? The acorns are just, I'm being bombarded, sure am. Let's see what we can do. Chompa! I'm gonna chompa this several times. Chompa! Yeah, buddy. That ain't bad. Let me get this starter on, get this hooked up. The wire coming from the starter that runs up to the junction block here it come apart. It was just sort of twisted together. I'll have to fix that, put some tape on it, because I really don't want that shorting out. Anyway, let me get all that situated and I'll be back. I forgot to tell y'all too, it did turn over with the starter, so the motor is not locked up. Let's just hope. I don't know why the teeth busted off that starter and why this melted. That's not a good sign, but I don't know. Maybe we'll be okay. We'll try it out here in just a minute. Starter is installed. Everything's wired up. I got that wire going down through there, repaired. Let's hit the battery right here. Check for sparkies. I got the key on, but I don't see no major sparks. I do hear something clicking, but anyway. Put this little fella on there. I'm gonna set y'all up. We'll see if the thing will turn over or not. Fingers crossed that it does. The wind has really picked up, and I'm sure this is gonna be terrible audio because I ain't got no thing to put over my mic. So I do apologize for that, but let's see what this little fella's gonna do. Let me see if I can get it in neutral right there. All right, fire in the hole. Oh yeah, it's gonna turn over. Good. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's pull the plugs out. One, because I want to see what they look like, and two, I want to turn the motor over not under compression. Get those lifters pumped up, and it'll probably start a lot quicker and a lot easier with the lifters pumped up. Because this is the only battery I got. I have no jumper cables. I have no battery charger. So when we run this down, well, we're done for the day. Anyway, let's get them pulled out and see what they look like. Let's pull the plugs out and see what we got going on. Ooh. I did grab a hold of the exhaust while I was under there, and yeah, that's not a good situation. They're really dangly up here at the manifolds. Might have to see if we can tighten that up, but that doesn't look bad. It's rich, but it's not oil. Let's pull another one out. I don't know if this is the original block or not. Sometime, maybe today, we'll run the numbers and see. If it's like a small block Chevrolet, you have a stamp number over there on the deck on the passenger side, and it will be, if I'm not mistaken, a partial VIN number. If they match, well, then we know that it's what came in it. Out there don't look bad. There's no oil burning, so that is an excellent sign. Let me get the rest of these out, and I'll come back to y'all what we got. Then we'll start spinning her over. Well, there they are. All 8 plugs. They look good, I think. Yep. There's no oil burning going on at all. There is 2 different brands of plugs: Champion, AC Delco. Well, I just dropped one. Hopefully I didn't break it. Anyway, you know, we got a cap that's down in here, distributor cap, and then we got red wires and black wires. Something tells me it was having ignition issues. Hopefully whoever was working on it got it fixed. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take the line off the carb there, because I don't know if there's any gas in the gas tank or not. I don't want to be pumping that nasty stuff in there. Anyway, take that line off. Let's turn the little feller over, and maybe we might be able to see the oil pressure gauge good enough, see if we're pumping up any oil pressure. What in the devil is this right here? What is this little feller? It's on a clamp, like you can spin. No, it can't, because it's hot glued. I don't know what in the devil that is. I know what that is dragonfly, but what is the whole apparatus? Anyway, let's turn this thing over. See what we got. Where's the oil pressure? Oil pressure is, I think that's it right there. Yeah, I can see it good enough to tell if we're making any oil pressure or not. All right, fire in the hole. Well, the needle bounced, but it ain't going up. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. She's pegging the gauge, fellers. Yep. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't want to do that too much and run the battery down, so I'll tell you what. Let's put the plugs back in it. Put some gasolines in the carb. See if she'll fire up. Sparking plugs are back in. And I got my little spark tester right down yonder. We're going to check for spark. I have not seen any fuels come out of the fuel line. The tank may be empty. We'll worry about that in a little while, but let's turn it over. I got my starter button hooked up. Let me turn the key on, and let's just make sure we got spark before we go to cranking on it, because just a minute ago I realized that the headlights were on, so that's run the battery down some. That's good, yeah. Anyways, let's hit the start bar. Do we have Sparky Spark? No, I told you we were going to have ignition trouble. Sure did. Let me do a little troubleshooting. I'll be back. Let me climb up in this little feller here and see, are we getting any voltaires to the distributor? According to that, we're getting 12.02 voltages. So, don't know what's going on. Oh, wait a minute. That's the tack side. The battery side, there is no wire running in there. Well, what's going on? Here is a plug that goes up in there. Yep, sure does. Well, let me see if we're getting 12 volts on it. If we are, then problem solved. That is, yeah, 9.78 volts. Anyway, let me hook this up, and then we'll check for spark again. Oh, wait a minute, that ain't G'ing and hawing. That plug, I'll tell you what, let me look at this old cap. That plug ain't wanting to, well, it's taking up too much space is what it's acting like. Oh, you know what it is? That is one half of the plug that goes in the distributor. It's broke off. And then where'd that other wire go? I see a green wire chewed up by the Mises. I don't know what that's for. We'll worry about that in a little while. That looks like possibly taillight wires. Yep. Anyway, let me figure this out, get it hooked up, and we shall check for spark again. All right, I think I got the distributor hooked up. So, do we or don't we have Sparky Spark? No, sir, we still do not have Sparky Spark. Well, let me do some troubleshooting. I'll let you know when I find out. Well, I have found an issue. It may be the issue why we ain't getting spark, or at least, you know, I think we ain't. This number one sparking plug wire, and as you can see, the little metal piece is gone. Yep. So we were making no contact with our little checker right here. I don't have any ends, and there was nothing in. Where did that boot go? Right here. There's nothing in the boot. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do here. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I saw an old plug wire. I thought, maybe I didn't. No. Yeah, right here, look at here. There's an old plug wire down in there. Let me steal that metal piece off there. That's exactly what I'll do. I shall return. If this ain't some backyard butchery, well, I don't know what is, fellas. You find, luckily enough, find the end of an old plug wire stuck in the suspension, basically. And then we're gonna steal the end of it and put it on the wire that we need. All right, well, let me get that crimped on the other wire. See it right there? I have the metal piece onto the sparking plug wire. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but y'all watch this right here. We are getting spark. I can see it. That's all that matters, is if I can see it. We shall proceed. Let me put some fuel down in the carb. She ain't turning over real fast. I think we're going to have battery issues. Let's give her a try. Fill the carb up. Fingers crossed that she fires up. I got my ketchup bottle full of gasolines. Let's fill the bowl up. Firstly, a little bit to grow on. Fingers crossed, fellers, that she fires up. Fire in the hold. Oh, she hit. Yep. There's no fuel pumping. Let's hope the tank is empty, to be honest. That way we ain't got no nasty gas. It is dual tank. I don't know which one to fill up. Let me figure that out. We'll get us some belts on so we can, I gotta change out this hose here too. Let me get all that done. We'll fire a thing up and let it sit here and warm up. Oh yeah, that is awesome though. First thing I'm gonna do is replace this heater hose that's looped. I'm trying not to lose a bunch of antifreeze, so let me see if I can swap this real quick like. I done split that, so maybe it'll come off easy, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Here we go. Get on there, man. Get on there. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Now, I gotta get this other end off. Let me take this, that's the power steering pump reservoir. Let me get that out of the way, because it's right in my way for now. Let me get this other end off now, hopefully, pretty easily. The radiator hoses look okay, as far as I can tell. I don't see no gnaw marks from the mice and rats, so it's probably okay. Figure out about how long this needs to be. About right there. Go ahead and cut it. Then let me split that hose. Just like that right there. Hopefully that'll come off pretty easily. Alright, there we go for that. Get that on there. Very quick like. Oh yeah. Where did that hose clamp go that I had? Oh, it's on the hose. Where did the hose go? What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I found it. All right, I got that clamp on. Let me tighten this other one up, and then I'll replace the power steering hose. I also know, by the way, you know, I left the headlight switch on a little while ago. The driver's side headlight's the only one working, so I don't know that we're gonna have to drive at night, but we need to check that out, see what's going on. All right, let me see about this power steering hosiery that the Mises just gnawed all to death. Sure did. Power steering hose is changed out. I'm tightening up the last end. And let me get some transmission fluids. We'll fill this little feller up. Then I got to change belts after this. We got to have our power steering working because, you know, it is hydro boost. Those who don't know what that is, instead of vacuum boost, your power steering pump provides the power part of the brakes. Usually only see them on 1-ton shimmy lays. That's good enough for now. Let me change some belts out real quick. Like, gotta get the power steering belt first. Oh man, alive, that hurts so bad. Oh, I'm gnashing my finger between the wrench and the pulley. Oh, that hurts so bad. Oh. Anyway, what I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted is the power steering belt is on the back behind everything else. We got to change it out first. Man, that hurt. And I think the belt they gave me, I think it's going to be too long. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think so. Yes, sir, the one they gave me is way too long. Here's one that's on it. There's one they gave me. It's 2 or 3 inches. Well, it's 46. This one is, well, I don't know, but I'll have to go back. But for now, let me get something that'll turn the water pump. Is it this in here? No, sir. It'll be the one on the alternator. We'll just put it on real quick because I want it to sit here and run and warm up and do all that. Let me get that belt on. I had this alternator. The belt was like 2 inches too long. They had it way out here with a big old bolt. You know, it wasn't even in the slot. Big old bolt on it, trying to make it work. This here's all bent, so we're gonna have to do a little work on that, but let's see if this length of belt is gonna work. Get her on the crank. Water pump, alternator. Something ain't jiving with this here belt. Oh, I got this belt on the wrong pulley. It goes on the front. Yep. If I put it on that back water pump pulley, it's going to rub the radiator hose. So, that made that shorten up quite a bit. Well, that belt ain't right either then. Nope. Sure ain't. Well, they gave me the wrong belt for everything. Unless this one is power steering and the other one's alternator. Let me let me figure the belt situation out. I shall return. All right, here's the other belt. Yeah, that's more better. That'll work. So let me get this little feller tightened up real quick like. I'm having to use that big old nut there as a whoosher because that groove is spread out. You do what you got to do, fellas, to make it work. That's all I can tell you. All right, when I go back to get that other belt, I'll see if they got any bigger whooshers to make that work a little better. But for now, it's tight enough. I think it'll be okay. I got to put some antifreeze in it. And then we got to figure out the fuel tank. I don't know which one is which. So let me get all that done. I'll be back. All right, my valve, or solenoid at least, is working on the fuel tank. You know, swapping it from side to side. Y'all won't hear it, but I hear it clicking. So it was on left hand. Let's put it on right hand. See if anything pumps. If not, well, we're just going to pick one side and put gas in it and see what happens. Got some antifreezes in it. Let's pour a little bit of gas down this fuel line down to the fuel pump. Help prime it a little bit. All right, there we go. That took my whole bottle, so let me go fill this back up and we'll prime the carb again. Give her a drink of gasolines. Drink up, little buddy. Let me empty this Sprite bottle right here. And that's probably going to pump a little bit, you know, because we filled it up. But I don't want it going everywhere. If I hit my head on that hood one more time, it's going to be more bent than what it is now, I'm telling you. Anyway, let's do this so we don't get gasolines everywhere. Let's put it right there. Maybe it'll stay. All right, fellas, fire in the hole. Let's see what happens. That blew crap all in my face. Fuel pump works. That's what we poured in it because it quit pumping. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Whichever one we're on now, let's pour the gas in it, see what happens. Well, I just opened up this gas door over here. I don't know what's going on here, fellas. I guess this is the gas cap. Yep, that's the gas cap, a rag. Tell you what. Let's go to the other side, see what we got over there, because I don't like the looks of that. What does door number 2 have in store for us? It has a gas cap. I'll tell you what, let's swap it back to the left-hand side. We'll fill this one up. Well, I had to go to Walmart and buy a gas can. Let me tell you, it's one of them messed up ones. You had to push this red button, pull it back, and it's ignorant is what it is. It sure is. I think I got to turn it around. This is just stupid, man. Now, what does that do for us? Well, I think it's going in, I ain't sure. Let me fill her up. Let's see what happens. Put about 4.5 gallons in it. Let us see what happens after I fill it up again. All right, fire the hole once more. No fuel, fellas. None whatsoever. I think it should have done pulled it by now. Let me crawl under it, look at the lines and see what they look like. Well, as you can see, we got a steady drip of gasolines. I'm assuming there's a hole in the tank. I'm gonna take that little plastic cover off and just see what's going on, but I think we just wasted 4.5 gallons of gasoline. I'll let you know in a minute. Well, here's the deal, fellers. I was exactly right. This little feller here is why this gas tank has a hole big enough right here for me to stick my finger through. Went over there to the other side, took it off, jabbed the screwdriver through the bottom of it too. So we don't have a gas tank, nope. I wish I could catch this some kind of way, but I ain't got nothing to catch it in. Anyway, let me get up and I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. The only thing I know to do. I don't have a, you know, square body gas tank. So what we're gonna do is get us not one, but two, possibly three 5-gallon gas cans, set them right here, run a hose over in them to the fuel pump, and there you go. Probably do two, it'll be 10 gallons. I figure this thing is gonna get 8 to 10 miles a gallon. We'll have to fill up every 100 miles or so. It'll be all right. 4 times on the way home. Yep, it'll be all right. I used pretty much all my gas here. I want to hear this thing sit here and run and idle, warm up, and do all that. So I'm gonna head to the gas station. It ain't but, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles. Let me go fill that up. I'm hungry too. I ain't had nothing but a Hershey's bar, dark chocolate, love dark chocolate, and a Sprite this morning about 7:30. I'm gonna give me a little something to eat, take a little break. When we get back, I've got fuel line. We'll hook it up to our fuel pump. We'll just run the feller on in there like it's gonna be, fire it up and watch it run. Hopefully, that's the plan. Well, I just got back from getting 5 gallons of gas cleans. It's sitting in the floorboard. This is a return style fuel pump, meaning it's gonna pump fuel right back to the gas tank and leak it out. So we gotta stop that line up on the return line. I can't find a bolt. The only thing I know to do is this right here. Let's take this bolt and see if it'll fit in that hose. Put a clamp on her, send it on down the road. Got the return line blocked off. Now, I'm gonna run it through here firstly. I'm hoping it don't get smashed by the hood, but if it does, we'll move it around some kind of way. But I'm gonna run it through this wing winder, approximately like that right there. Let me get that stuck down in the gas tank, get her cut off. We'll fire the thing up. Hopefully that fuel pump's gonna start pumping fuel. Fire in the hole. It's already pumping, look at there. Well, it's sort of pumping. I don't know if it's having trouble picking it up that high or what's going on. I tell you what, set the gas tank on the ground where it's lower, where you don't have to lift up, and that'll tell us if that's the issue or not. Gas tank is on the ground, the fuel line is running down that way instead of up over the fender. Let us see if that's the issue or do we need a fuel pump. Fire the hole for the 9,764th time. When we're idling, it wants to pump. When you rev it up, it quits. I don't understand that at all. Sure don't. But I think we need a fuel pump. So, I guess we're not gonna let it sit here and run and warm up today. I got 2 or 3 hours of daylight left. Let's look at the brakes. I just heard a wasp somewhere. Anyway, let's look at the brakes and see what we got going on. Let's get this wheel off real quickly. Does it roll? Yeah. Now this is the side that's supposed to be clamped off. That side over there rolled pretty good. This one here's a little sticky. But anyway, if I can get this off of here, what in the world, man? How's this come off? I don't know. There we go. It moved in. Anyway, let me get this off real quickly. There we go. Lost the lug nut. Put that back in there. We'll have to straighten that out. Let me get my socket and impact out. Well, here's the deal. I brought my Milwaukee impact, but I forgot to bring the battery. Yep. I don't have a lug wrench. I do have the sockets. I got this little short breaker bar. If this doesn't break them loose, well, guess what? We're done for the day. Because I'll have to go back into a big town to get something that'll work. That's an hour plus away. Hour back. It'll be dark by the time I get back, so yeah. This don't do it. We are done for the day. Well, there's one. That's awesome. There's two. Come on, we ain't got but 6 more to go. Look at there, fellas. I think we got it. Let me get this wheel off. I'll be back. Woo! Get this heavy sucker off of there. Oh yeah. The rotor, I'm pretty sure it's brand new. It really is. There's no wear at all on it. And there's the little vice grips. Got the hose clamped off. There's the end of the hose. Yeah, if I can find hoses tonight, have them ordered, get them here tomorrow morning, that's what I need to do. Do it for both sides. But yeah, that rotor's pretty good. Let's pull the caliper off. I brought calipers and pads. Let's go ahead and change them out real quick. I don't know that I've ever worked on a 1-ton shimmy lathe. Not on the front end anyway. The older feller that we got lockjaw and the dang dog Dodge from, he's got a 1-ton. I worked on it, I think, on the back end. I don't think I've ever done anything to the front. But all it is one Allen bolt that holds the whole caliper on. Hope little feller comes to loose. Oh, look at there. I gotta get that it's a little clip or whatever you want to call it. Right there. That right there holds it in. Then I think it'll come off. There it is. I guess that caliper being locked up is what had it. That spins pretty good. What about, I don't feel no slop there. Let me get the caliper and pads, get them put on. Get the pads out, man. Get the pads out. This one goes back here. You go ahead and put it on. If I ain't mistaken. Something like that right there. Then this outside one shall clip upon it. About like that right there. Put that little feller on there. About like that right there. Oh yeah, it slipped right on. Let me get this bottom part on. May pull that, go ahead and pull that hose off. That way I can take it with me and make sure we got the right one. Well, it's almost dark 30, sure is. And I have worked on one brake hose for, I know, an hour and a half. The driver's side, you can't get to it. You can't get nothing on the line. I didn't bring line wrenches. Had to remove the power steering pump. Well, I'm just, look at my hands. I'm I'm absolutely filthy. Finally got it loose, but I had to cut the line and then take the big nut off. Push the, yeah, it's just nightmare. This side over here, a lot easier, but it's because it was backyard butchered. I don't care, it made it easier. I'm going to the house first. That right there wore me out in the last hour and a half. I got parts to get. I'm gonna get them probably tonight. We had a pretty good day. Got it started. Well, you know, had to run, I'd burn up an hour going to get parts, and then fuel pump I think is quit. Of course, brake lines, I got one caliper on. Anyway, we're getting there. Hopefully another 2 days. We'll be headed back to Tennessee, but for now, I'll see y'all tomorrow. We're headed to what they're calling the spring. I reckon it's a spring coming out of the rocks. Don't really know what's there. Well, I guess we'll find out here in just a minute. Fellas, let me tell y'all, we are in the mountains. Yeah, we're dead in the middle of Ozark. And it is absolutely gorgeous around here. It sure is. We haven't yet made it to the spring. We're still walking. It's, I think, right up here around this corner. Let's go up there and look at it. Well, this will be the third creek crossing we've had to do. I got a bunch of old people up in front of me that don't want to get their feet wet, so they're laying down a path. As soon as they get out of the way, we'll cross it, and I think the spring's right up here.
Hold on, we're making us
These two old people here that are older sisters, yeah, they're afraid of getting their feet. I'm going to video this just one of them falls in, because it's going to be hilarious.
I'm scared. Do you care if you get them wet? I don't want to get my shoes. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going. Well, I'm using it. Because it's Anna's.
Oh my.
There you go. You made it, girl.
When I get over there.
All right, here we go. Gonna cross without feet wet. Probably not. Oh. Here we go. Oh yeah, I made it. Well, we have officially made it to the spring. I think that's it right there. There's a pipe, but we're literally coming out of the cliff. Water just pouring out of it. Let's go over and look at it real quick. I'm gonna let her go first. She'll test out if we're gonna get wet or not. Well, okay.
This is not wheelchair accessible, Chad.
I also know, by the way, don't listen to this guy. He's a terrible tour guide. We just had to walk 2 miles because of him.
50 yards, 2 miles.
Anyway, I'm fixing to get my feet wet. Oh well. Here we go. No, I didn't. Awesome. Now, here is the spring. Literally a pipe coming out of that cliff right there. Just pouring water out. That's pretty neat. It sure is. Oh man, that is good and cold. That's awesome though. It sure is. Here's where it's coming out. I guess they just got that pipe dammed up a little bit. Yeah, there's sandbags right here. Got it dammed up where it can come out there, and it makes it easier for them to fill up their jugs because there are people that live back here, have no running water, have no electricity. I was told that they'll come here once every 3 weeks or so and fill up all the jugs and stuff they got and then head back to the house. Pretty wild. Oh yeah. Look at the holes that the water is carved out. It's like a little mini cave. And then there it is, just coming out of the ground. Pretty doggone neat. Yep, sure is. It's like a little cave up in there. Yep. Let's get us a drink of it, see what it tastes like. Tastes pretty good. A little bit of a earthy tone, I guess is what you'd call it.
Eric, get you a drink. No, with your mouth. Eric, look, Eric, do this.
Well, here's like a little backup area. I don't know if there's another creek comes through there, but this here's probably looks to be 4 foot deep. Pretty good little swimming hole. Let me climb up on this rock. Hopefully I don't slip off. It's absolutely gorgeous back here. That's the spring. We're gonna try climb to the top of it and get us a shot of the surrounding area. Now, I don't know if I can make it or not because of my knees, and I'm already out of breath, but we're gonna give it a try. I think we'll go around this way, maybe. I'm sure y'all can hear me breathing heavy because, whoo, I'm about to die. There's the actual top, way up there. No, we ain't going there. There's a little sort of lookout area over here over the spring. Let's go over there and see what we see. Well, here's a little lookout area above the spring. I'm gonna have a seat right here and take me a break, catch my breath. My nephew's crazy wife is right there. I don't know if she's gonna climb all the way down or not.
Haley, what are you doing?
Excuse me, ma'am. What are you doing? What in the world? Well, she finally came to her senses and she's coming back up. Gonna go down the way we came back up. That's a pretty good drop though. I don't know, 100, 150 foot. Pretty neat though. Pretty neat. This crazy person here, I can sort of see the path. It's hard to see it on video, but there's a ledge here, then one here, and then one right down there. But if she falls, yeah, she's dead. So we're advising her. We're advising her, no, don't do that. I think we found an easier path to get back down there, over here on the side. I'm going to try to not kill myself. Go down this way. Let's see if we can do it. Oh! Oh, wait a minute now. Oh yeah, here we go. Well, I hope they don't, but it's possible that my knees might break. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got it made now. I'll meet y'all at the bottom. They're saying there's some kind of a weird creature right here on the other side of this tree. Let's see what they're talking about. Oh, big old, looks like a backer worm. He's a fat sucker too. Goodness. Anyway, let's head on down. Get back on safe ground. Ta-da! We made it. We just found another spring. Got a decent amount of water running through it. Let's get over here and look at it real quick like. These are mossy rocks. I'm liable to slip and bust my hind end over here. Yeah, there's where most of it's running out right there. I think I told y'all a minute ago that my niece's husband was a terrible tour guide. Well, we spent, I know, a good 20, 30 minutes on, oh, we're stuck too.
Oh, we're stuck. We're stuck again.
We're going to have to back up. We got stuck a minute ago. I forgot to turn the camera on. We're going to have to back up and get a running start. Anyway, what I was saying was, we spent 20 minutes on gravel road to get to the spring. We just spent about 2 minutes to get to the highway. Just kept on trucking.
Here we go.
Anyway, let's see if we can make it back up this hill or not. Got to do it Duke Boy style. Oh yeah, we got her now. We're gonna head back to campground. We'll see y'all there. Jonathan, you're fired. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. 'tis the next day. Still here. Nobody stole it. Nobody come work on it, so we gotta continue on. Get this thing ready to go to Tennessee. Stopped by AutoZone last night and got a new fuel pump and 2 brake hoses. Got some brake line to fix that line we had to cut. Then I stopped by O'Reilly's this morning, got some more stuff. I got a line wrench that'll maybe help us get this driver's side hose and line hooked back together. Man, that was a job. That's going to end up costing me probably half a day. Yep. You just can't get to it. I had to pull the power steering pump off. Then I got to put everything back. Anyway, the goal for today is have this thing ready to go back to Tennessee with the exception of tires. I'd like to get it back to my niece's house today. And then that's closer to civilization where we can try to buy some tires and then go get them put on. If I had the tools, you know, I'd put them on myself, but I don't. Anyway, there's nothing really to video what I'm fixing to do, just putting on brake hoses and whatnot. And when I get done with that, which will probably be a couple hours if it goes like it did taking it off. When I get back, we've got to put a fuel pump on, make sure that's going to pump fuel to the carb. Got to do an oil change. That's all I can think of right now, but I'm sure there's plenty more to do. Anyways, I'm going to lay the camera down. See y'all in a couple hours. I got both brake hoses on, calipers, pads, all that. It's time to bleed now. I have not looked in this master cylinder. I didn't really think about this, to be honest with you. Maybe I need to go this way. It could be terrible. If it is, then, well, we're going to be screwed. Well, it ain't terrible. It does have fluids in it. Well, the front. The back has none at all. So we're not going to have any back brakes. Nope, I don't care. As long as I got the front, that's all I'm worried about. I am trying to gravity bleed. It probably won't do much. But I'm going to leave it open for a little while. If it don't, well, I got my little bottle set up here to do some self-bleeding. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do it. Yeah. Let me put that hose on there and I'll go to pumping the pedal. See what happens. Well, I got the camera leaned up against the tire. The wind's probably going to knock it over, but let us see what happens when I push this pedal. It goes to the floor. Y'all see anything happening out there yet? Any bubbles? Any fluids? I ain't seeing the fluid level go down in the master cylinder. We may be in trouble, fellers. Yep. Well, here's the deal, fellers. I get to drive an hour back to civilization. Yep. Master cylinder is garbage. You can mash the pedal. You know, if it's been sitting there for a minute, mash the pedal. You feel just a wee bit of resistance, like it's moving fluid. You'll get air bubbles on that first push. After that, nothing. There's hardly any pedal and no fluid or air movement. You let it sit there a minute, and it's the same thing. You get the resistance, moving air, then nothing. The piston inside of that master cylinder is probably hanging up, and it's coming back slowly. So take a little feller off, running into town. It's a 2-hour trip minimum. I'm gonna grab me something to eat. We might get the brakes done today. That's about it. Yep. Anyway, let me pull that master cylinder off, head to town. Back from civilization, and well, it's possible that I have wasted 3 hours on this little trip going to get this master cylinder. This is the new one, by the way. As you can tell, you know, because it's all shiny, there's some pretty big differences. Let me show you. Big reservoir in the front, big reservoir in the back, big fitting in the back, big fitting in the front. I think this is the wrong master cylinder. Y'all look at here. Come here, chicken. Are you a miss? I think you're a miss. What are you doing, old girl? Come here. I'm taking away their hiding spot because there's feathers all up under this truck. Sorry, old girl. You'll have to find you a new hiding spot. Anyway, where was I at? Man, I get distracted so easily. Anyway, I think this was the wrong master cylinder. It does not belong on this truck. You may wonder, well, the fittings, they're swapped. Well, let me show you that. This is how they were. They're easily swappable. All you gotta do is that right there. And voila. Big one in the front, small one in the back. Here is the issue. And I didn't realize this till just now. I knew that other stuff, and I was hoping that this was just wrong and they swapped them. Well, this hole, see that hole down in there? Pretty deep. See this in here? There ain't no hole. Not really. Nope. So that's an issue. It's a big issue. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Actually, wait a minute. I'm looking at them now. This one sits in there deeper, but it could be because it's corroded too than this one. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the sucker on there. I gotta bench bleed it first. Then I'm gonna put it on there and let's just see what happens. The only thing I know to do, because this is for this truck. This is a Camper Special GVD or GVW of 10,000 pounds, and that's what this is for. It's got to fit this truck. I just don't know about that. Anyway, let me get her bled, put it on there, and see what happens. Bench bleeding the master cylinder here, and you gotta wait for it to drip out. You put these plugs in and you move the push rod in and out a little bit. Anyway, whilst I was waiting on this to drip, I thought, let's get on the interwebs and do a little studying on the push rod. And well, I decided to go watch the video of a guy changing the master cylinder on one of these Hydro Boosts. And sure enough, you can see in the video where it sticks out probably an inch further than this one. Here it is right here. I pulled it out. And so I thought, I'll tell you what, let's get on the interwebs. Maybe I can find one at a parts store. Nope, no one sells one. Nobody. Not even the internet. Nobody sells one. So I thought, let's see if we can find out what length it's supposed to be. No, sir, nobody knows that information. It's top secret. So the only thing I know to do is take my old one there, my new one here, compare and measure. And we'll just have to go to Lowe's or somewhere and get a bolt, cut it the right length, and that'll be our push rod. I don't have any measuring devices here, so it don't matter anyway. But yeah, I got to buy a grinder too because I have nothing to cut it with. Anyway, today's not been good, fellas. No, sir. We burned up 3 hours just going to town and back to get that master cylinder. Anyway, I got a couple hours daylight left. Here's what we're going to do. There's the fuel pump. Let's put it on the truck, put the power steering pump back on. That is going to be a job, yeah, because you can't get to nothing. If I have enough time left, we'll see if that fuel pump is going to pick up fuel and run it up here to the carb, or am I going to have to run an electric pump? Hopefully I won't have to do that. Let me get busy. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, the last hour and a half has been the whole day has been very trying. Basically, I have today, as far as being ahead of where I was yesterday, I put on one caliper, 2 brake hoses. Yep. Putting the fuel pump and power steering pump back on just got me back to where I was yesterday. That's all I've done today. And then figuring out, we had the wrong master cylinder. That's all I've done in 10 hours. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And let me tell you this too. The feller that used to own this, not this guy, but the other guy, I guess who he got it from, if I could get my hands on him, oh, I'd hurt him bad. Yeah, been a lot of just stupid stuff he's done. Well, like for instance, I think it's the return spring for the clutch lever. Well, he's got a spring about right here, and then a wire run all the way up here under the radiator. That's his return spring for the clutch. And it's just, of course, the wrong master cylinder. Of course, that makes us the wrong push rod with the right master cylinder, and I think the power steering belt maybe supposed to go around your fan too. I don't know. I'm over today. I can tell you that right now. What I'm fixing to do is just about time to go. But what we're gonna do right now, fire this thing up and let's see if that fuel pump's gonna pump or not. Well, I hit my head again. I'm telling you, today's been a day. Anyway, fire in a hole. Is the fuel pump gonna pump? Look at there. Oh yeah, brother. That is awesome. Let me get this here. Fuel poured back in the tank. I think let me make a line real quick. It ain't quite dark yet. We'll let it sit here and run for a minute. This hose here's the wrong size. This is 5/16. These be 3/8. Plus it's hard as brick, and this one's hard as brick too. Let's just cut the bad end off. And then tomorrow, or tonight, probably on the way home, I'll get some 3/8 fuel line. I don't know that that's gonna go over that because it's so stiff. Come on, man. Nope, it's just tearing. Well, at least we know the fuel pump pumps, so that's awesome. Well, at least we won one battle. Fuel pump works. I think the brakes will be just fine once I get a push rod made. Well, the front brakes, rear, that rear master cylinder or rear reservoir was empty. Probably not gonna have any rear brakes. I don't care. We ain't hauling nothing. Hydro boost brakes, let me tell you, you touch them and it'll put you through the windshield. So I think we'll be good on brakes. I got a long list of parts to buy tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever. Got to make a push rod for the master cylinder. What else? Oh, I got to find tires. I got 3 of the wheels in the back of this truck here. I'm going to try to get on the marketplace tonight, find 4 cheap ones. We'll just run single in the back. Leave the inside one out before we own it. Yeah, it'll be all right. We ain't hauling nothing. We're just hauling home. Speaking of home, I'm going to go give me something to eat, take a shower, because once again, filthy as can be. I'll do some of that stuff tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have this thing ready to go tomorrow evening. Maybe Thursday we get on the road. I don't know. Just have to wait and see. I'll see y'all then. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. 'Tis the next day again. Hopefully today, like I said yesterday, we can get this thing ready to go home. I'm at my niece's house right now, working on this push rod for the brakes. I think I found 2 tires for the front. I'm gonna go get them. I gotta go to Lowe's, get a bolt for this push rod. I don't know, I got several things to do in town. But right now, let me show you what I'm doing on this push rod. Doing a little measuring with a tape measure. I wish I'd have brought my calipers. I just feel better with them. But anyway, what I've determined firstly is from this to this is the same. It's 5/8 of an inch. This one here is roughly the same within a 1/16. Then what I do, this is the old one. I stick the push rod in here. I measure from this surface to the end of the push rod. Do the same thing over here. Whatever the difference is, I need to add to this push rod, and that's how long it needs to be. Was right at 1 inch, I believe. The tires that I'm planning on getting, there's a Lowe's that way. I think it's a 13-minute drive to the guy's house that has the tires. So I'll pick up a bolt or 2, maybe 3 on the way, just in case, I mess one up. And we'll come back here and make a push rod. I got to find 2 more tires for the back. I don't know, well, I don't guess it matters though, because I'm not running duals. Yeah, you dumb. Think a little bit. It don't matter what size. If I was running duals, it would matter. Depending on the size of the tire, you might have to run a spacer in between them. But yeah, okay. Let me get on Facebook, see if I can, now that I've realized that, see if I can find 2 more tires for the back. I'll be back in a little while, and well, I'll update you on if I have 4 tires, 2 tires, 3 tires. I don't know. Anyway, see y'all in a little while. Well, it's approximately 4, 5 hours later. I don't know. I've been running here and there, go 20 miles this way, 30 miles that way, and then 20 miles that way. I do have 4 tires though. 2 of them are mounted. 2 of them will get mounted when I get up there. I believe the feller that I bought the truck from says he's got a buddy with a tire shop, so I didn't have enough jacks and jack stands to jack all 4 corners up, so I got 2 mounted for the front. We'll put them on when I get there and then pull the back ones off and go to the tire shop wherever it's at. But for now, I got a bolt. Oh yeah. So let me cut this bolt to the right length for a push rod. And then I guess we'll head an hour to the truck. Oh yeah. Well, I can't find a marker. All I got is a pencil that ain't sharpened. So what I'm gonna have to do is use this saw blade to make a mark with. Well, this feller here is 3 1/2 inches. We need to add 1 inch. So what I gotta do first is cut the head of that bolt off. I have no safety glasses either, so I really hope I don't get nothing in my eyeballs. I need another pair of pliers or something. Let me see if I can twist it off with this here croissant wrench. Takes a really long time to grind this with a grinder instead of a cutoff wheel. Anyway, there's the head. Knock it in the floor on the concrete so we don't set nothing on fire. Now let me round this end real quick like. You know something I just thought about? This is not a 5/16 and it's not a 3/8. It's in between. 3/8 is a little bit bigger. I'm just wondering if that's going to fit in the hole on the booster. I think it will. It's just like a little rubber seal it has to go through. Let's hope so anyway. Let me go cool this off real quick. I got to mark it and cut it. Now I got to measure this and mark it at 4 1/2. That's almost the whole bolt. Sure is. Approximately right there. So I think what I'll do is about 2 to 3 threads. Let's just go to rounding it off. It might be a 1/16 over, which is good. I'll take the grinder with us. That way, you know, if it is a little long, we can grind it off. I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes for fire watch in this garage because he does woodworking and there's lots of little wood particles everywhere. I would hate to set the house on fire, so do a fire watch for a little bit. We'll jump in the truck and head that way. Well, I finally made it back to the truck. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yep. Ain't got about 4 hours of daylight left, but let's get busy. See if that push rod's gonna fit in there. Oh yeah, just like it came from the factory. Well, let me get my master cylinder up here, and the way I can tell if it's too long or not, if I feel any resistance when I push it up against here, that means it's too long. Let's get her out and see what it does. Will it or won't it? Let us see. Oh yeah, we're good. It may be a tad short, but I'd rather it be a little short than a lot long. Let's get all this here stuff bolted up. Get these brakes bled, hopefully. Got her bolted up. I'm opening up this bleeder now. Let me go pump the pedal. Y'all tell me if we're getting any air bubbles or anything. All right, here we go. Pumpy pump. That feels mucho bettero as far as having some kind of resistance on the pedal now. Last pump. Let me check the video, see what we got. That side over there is bled. I got it hooked up to this side now. It was gravely bleeding some bubbles out a minute ago. It's done quit now. But this is your front brakes. This is your rear brakes. This little fella here drops very quickly. So we've got a busted line somewhere. I looked up under a minute ago and I don't see any fluid, so I don't know where it's going, but it ain't going to the brakes. If we have front brakes, I'm fine with that. Anyway, let me get this side bled. Hopefully we'll have good brakes, and then what are we gonna do next? We might hook up our fuel line. I wanna hear the thing run more than 5 seconds at a time. Anyway, let me get this in here bled. I'll be back. Well, they're bled. I ain't getting no air out of either side. Well, we ain't got a whole lot of pedal. It goes within a couple inches of the floor. That ain't good. No, sir. Now, I know it's going to feel a little bit weird because we don't have rear brakes. I think it all feel a little better than that. Speaking of rear brakes, I found the leak. It's on that side over there. I don't know if it's a line or whether the older fella that we got lockjaw from and dang old Dodge. I was talking to him last night. He's got one of these. Well, the one I did the motor swap in. It's a 1-ton camper special. He was telling me about a valve back here on the back. It's like a load sensor. Got a a lever arm, and the more you weight it down, the more fluid it allows to go to the rear brakes. He said that blew out on his, and he had to do away with it because couldn't find any repair parts. That may be what's blown out. I don't know. I ain't worried about that. Front brakes will be good enough, if we can get them to do something. Let me fix the fuel line. Let's get the thing running, and then hit the brakes with the what's that called? Hydro boost, to see what it feel like. Let's get us a fuel line, hook it up. We're gonna put this little fella right here. Well, there's one hose clamp. Let me cut this little fella approximately right in this area here. Chompa. Chompa. Chompa one more time. Well, I borrowed a vacuum cleaner from my niece's house today. Let me tell you. When I picked it up, it sloshed. I figured it had water in it. Well, I took the top off of that thing. I want to tell you, I about passed out. It stunk so bad. I'm assuming water and dirt and a bunch of other stuff been in there for no telling how long. Think of the worst thing you've ever smelt of. Multiply it by 10, and that's what it smells like. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could enjoy it just as much as I am. Well, it won't come on now, so that's good. Well, what has happened to it? It ran just a second ago. All right, well, we won't be vacuuming, I guess. Well, I don't know if I've tripped a breaker or if the vacuum died, so let me hook my grinder up and see if it's going to work or not. Do it or don't it? What kind of luck is that? I fired it up sitting right there. Well, actually, it was turned on and plugged it in, and it came on. And now that I need it, well, it won't work. So it's MLS. Have I ever told y'all about MLS? It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. What in the world? Well, I guess I'll take a screwdriver, try and knock some of this stuff off, because, well, I don't want to fire, you know. I'll have to vacuum it at a later date. Well, that did no good, so I'll have to blow it off, or I don't know. We'll get it off there sometime or another, but let's fire it up. Here, this thing run for longer than 5 seconds. I found a wire that I think is the temperature sending wire. So let's see if it's getting any voltage. Get on out of here, Wasp. Let's see if it's getting any voltage. Get out of here. Get on. Yeah, 13.2 volts. That also tells me the battery's charging. It's got naked places. Let me shut it down and tape them up, and we'll hook that up. Hopefully the temp gauge works. I got 2 or 3 naked places that the mices chewed on. Some right here. It's just about chewed completely in 2, but we ain't gonna worry about that right now. Let's just tape these places up, and then we'll see if the temperature gauge is gonna work. All right, plug a little feller in right here, and let's hope that's the wire that it's supposed to be on there. I wonder if I run it under here. Yeah, that'll keep it off the exhaust. All right, let's see. She'll fire it with the key now. Here we go. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole again. Let's look at the gauges. There's the charging, a little below 13. I'll check it with the meter again. Oil pressure's pegged. Oh yeah, this got great oil pressure. There's the temperature. We'll come back and look at it in a few minutes. Hopefully it has moved up some, but not a lot, because we don't want it running hot. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let her sit here and run. I'm gonna put the front wheels on. I'm gonna start working on the back ones. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Well, it was running great, sitting there idling. It started idling a little lower, so come up here and hit the throttle, and she died. Wouldn't start back. There's no pump shot. I got the line loose on the fuel pump. Y'all watch. Watch right here. Ooh. Well, all right then. Well, when I did that a minute ago, 'twas not pumping. Now it is. You know, this is a return style system. I wonder if it's due to vapor locking. Don't know. Also, this fuel line is metal right here. Well, it hit my hot wire on the alternator a minute ago. Arced and sparked. So we'll have to tie that to that. Matter of fact, let me get a wire tie and do that now before we set something on fire. Yes, sir, I don't know what's going on with the fuel pump because before I turned the camera on, it was not pumping. Anyway, let me fire it back up. Let it run some more, see what happens. Well, it quit on me again. I cracked the fuel line right there at the carb and fuel shot out. So I know it's got fuel pressure now. Tried to start it, wouldn't start. I gave it a drink of gasoline, it still wouldn't start. Well, then I held her wide open. It finally started. Ran for about 5 seconds, it did the same thing again. I believe her float may be not holding. So what I might do before I leave tonight, pull that carb off, take it home with me, go through it and clean it up. Anyway, I've been trying to put the front tires on for 30 minutes now, but it won't stay running. The temp gauge works too. It's moved up to about halfway. Oh yeah, temp gauge is good. We ain't running hot, thermostat ain't sticking. Let me try to get some tires on. Well, I got the other one on. I'm tightening this one up now. Get my pretty little center cap on. It's missing, 3 or 4 lug nuts. Then I get to go around to the back. That's gonna be fun. Yep, sure is. It quit on me again, quit on me 2 or 3 times. So we're gonna have to go through that carb. I didn't think I'd need a filter because brand new fuel tank, brand new line, brand new fuel pump. So whatever. We'll take it apart and clean it tonight maybe. So pretty. Let me get the back ones off. Got the other side broke free. Matter of fact, all but 2 were just hand tight, so that's good. This fella here though, yep, making me work for it. I'll be on this wheel 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. They're so rusted. Some of them I ain't sure I'm gonna get loose. It sort of sounds like Chewbacca. Like that right there. That's funny. Anyway, I'll get it off eventually. When I do, I gotta go get these tires changed. Well, here's the deal. This little fella here just tried to kill me. Yep. I'm on a decent little hill here. Jacking this side up. It dang near fell on me. Yeah, if I wouldn't have had the tire and wheel on it, it would have fell. But anyway, what we're gonna do is fire a little fella up and bring it right up in here maybe. This is fairly level here. So let me see if it'll move, you know, because we ain't even tried the transmission yet. You got a clue if the clutch is gone. We're fixing to find out. Hey! Well, here we go, fellers. Let's see if she's gonna start first. I ain't sure it's hitting on all 8 cylinders. All right, here we go, going in gear. There's Granny low. Oh yeah, look here, clutch works. Clutch works just fine. Oh yeah. Rear tires are removed, yep. Sitting level, I don't think it's gonna fall on us now. I did run over this jack stand over here, yep. I left it laying in front of the tire. It mangled it a little bit, but still works. Never felt it. That's how heavy this little fella is. Anyway, we ain't got but maybe an hour and a half of daylight left. So here's what we're gonna do. By the time I go to we'll call it partial civilization, about 30 minutes from here, get the tires changed and then come back. That's gonna burn up the hour and a half of daylight we got. be dark. So here's what we're going to do with the rest of the daylight we got. I'm going to do an oil change. Then we're going to clean this bed up. Let me turn you around and show you this bed again because it's pretty bad. Yes, there are lots and lots of stuff. We ain't throwing this away. Nope, that goes with this. But other than that, yeah, all of this probably going to go to junk. Anybody need a lamp? May bust that. So, wait a minute, is that styrofoam? No. Probably bust that so it'll go into a trash bag easier. But we got to get all this out of here. And then if I got enough time, we'll pull the carb off. Well, I got to pull that off anyway. So that's coming off. We'll clean that up maybe tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't know if I'm going to show any of this unless I find something interesting in the bed. If not, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Earl has changed. I can't get the filter off. I don't have a wrench, and I'm not sticking a screwdriver in it, turn it, and make a mess. I'll get something to get it off tomorrow. I'm fixing to pull the carb off, and I want to get all this garbage gone, all this intake. Well, I forgot. I got my niece's husband's air compressor. Well, I just pumped her up, and if I can hold my hand, I'll tell you what, let me get a rag, put over the carb. We're going to blow this stuff out of here. I want it gone. Let's do that right there. Maybe that'll help. All right. Watch your eyes. There's a huge pile right here. Let me scrape that out. I got to go pump this back up because it's just a little old pancake air compressor. But that looks mucho better. What is this? That looked like a baby mouse there for a minute. It sure did. Anyway, I'm going to get the carb off. I'm going to start cleaning the bed out. See y'all tomorrow. Let me tell you all about the fella that I bought this truck from real quickly. He goes by the name of David because, well, that's his name. Been kind enough to let me work on this truck here for 4 days because, yeah, we're going to be working on it tomorrow. But he's got a sawmill. Well, there it is right there. It's one of the bandsaw type. Daddy always wanted one of them when I was a kid. Never did get one, but anyway, he does custom woodwork, builds custom furniture. I don't know what his business name is, but I'll put it on the screen here if he's got one. He got a Facebook page. I'll put a link to it in the description below. I'm walking over here, going to show you this little bench that he's built. It's pretty sharp, sure is. The art is, it's just made out of old, I'm assuming it's cedar because it's red, but yeah, that's pretty sharp. He sure got her shined up. I don't know if that's lacquer or some kind of clear, but yeah, that looks pretty sharp right there. Sure does. Y'all go give his Facebook page a like. I don't know if you can order furniture from him or not. Contact him on Facebook and ask him. If so, well, buy you some furniture. That's pretty sharp right there. Anyway, appreciate it, David. You've been very kind. Tried to help me all you could. Appreciate it a lot. Tis the next day again and again. I think that's right. I waited 2.5 hours to get 2 tires mounted. Yep. And then, of course, you know, an hour drive up here. It's lunchtime right now. Sure is. Anyway, you don't need complaining. We got to get it done. I got to put the car back on. This thing was absolutely filthy on the inside. Big pieces of trash. I'm assuming they come through the vent. But, yeah, it was pretty nasty. Got that cleaned up. Going to put it on. I found me an air filter to fit this air cleaner at Ireland. Like I said, I got 2 tires mounted, and we're going to be running white letters out. Oh, yeah, fellers. I didn't tell them to do that. That's just what they did, but, yep, we're running white letters out. I got to get the Earl filter off, get it changed, hopefully. What are these things called? Tires. Get them back on. I want to check the grease in the transmission and rear end. And yesterday evening, I got most of the trash, big stuff out. This is mostly leaves now. I brought me a shovel. We'll shovel this into a trash bag. This is what I got out so far. 3, 4, 5 trash bags, and then bigger stuff. Yep, there's some quartz, I think. He said they had a lot of that in this area. Anyway, let me get busy. Get this thing ready to go, fellas. We got to get out of here today. Sure enough do. Pretty sure we had several vacuum leaks on this carb. So I got an assortment of vacuum leak pluggers at O'Reilly's this morning while I waited 2.5 hours for the tires to be put on. I'm gonna plug every line except for the PC and V. Well, that in there don't fit. I don't have enough of the small ones. So that's good. That's real good. Yep. What about this feller here? Maybe. Oh, I got one in my pocket too that fell out. The metal piece. Let's see where it's at. There it is. It goes. Where does it go? Right here. Let's whoop on it a little bit. Maybe that will stay. Put a plug on it. It don't really want to stay. It's going to have to stay. That's the only choice I got. Where are some more? This one right here. Actually, it goes to that. The choke, something or another. But the hose is just all to pieces, so we'll plug it. Plug that one there. I believe that's it. If I find any more, I'll plug them, but let me get this put on. All right, little buddy. Get yourself up on that stud right there, just like that. I got 2 long bolts and 2 short bolts. All right, let me get everything else hooked up on this, and then, oh, I got a fuel filter. We'll put that on next. Trying to get this fuel filter situated. It's got a pretty sharp bend in that hose right there. I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. We'll see momentarily. I got a really big flare on the end of that line. All right, yeah, I think it'll be okay. That ain't bad. All right, got the fuel filter on. Let me hook up the throttle cable and spring, return spring, and anything else I can find. Then I'll get the oil filter changed. Carburetor device is installed. I'm gonna fill this bowl up because that starter battery combination, I don't want to be cranking on it a bunch if I don't have to. We'll put this here air filter on. I got a wing nut for that too. Let me go find it. It feels like it's hitting something in the back. Let me see. Oh yeah, too old for this, man. It is. Oh, it's a rubber hose, block off hose. It'll be all right. Let me go get my wing nut real quick. I need to cut that stud off. Gotta get her straight. Heartbeat of America, shimmy lay. This right here, fellers, officially makes it a hot rod truck. Yep, sure does. All right, let me get the oil filter changed. I'll be back. Well, I've been a busy little beaver the last hour or so. Got both wheels on. Rear end grease checked. It needed about 3/4 of a quart. Transmission needed about a quart. Got the oil filter changed. I was checking headlights, tail lights, brake lights. We have one headlight, no tail lights. We do have brake lights. That's all that matters. I'm not driving it at night, so I'm not worried about headlights or tail lights. We might fool with it along the way. I don't know. We'll just see. This headlight over here, the prongs that stick out of the headlight, they're broke off. That's what's the problem with that. So we need an actual headlight there. Tail lights, I don't know. You got a clue. Of course, there's no blinkers, but the blinker mechanism, it's messed up big time. So we'll have to take that steering column apart, see what's going on with that. But I think once I get the bed clean, that's going to take 30 minutes or more right there, because that's a whole lot of stuff to scoop out. Anyway, once I get this cleaned out, we take it down the road and possibly head on down the road to where my niece lives. It's about an hour away. We'll just see. We're going to take her for a drive regardless here in about 30 minutes. Well, the bed is about as clean as I'm going to get it. Already got junk loaded up, jack and stuff, and wheels and tires, and let me tell you, yeah, we need a new bed. I'm pretty doggone sure. Yeah. Hello, ground. Hello, gas tank. Hello, exhaust pipe. Hello, drive shaft. Gotta have a bed. I'm gonna be blowing this garbage on the road for miles, probably. Yep. Oh well, best thing to do. Also, I forgot to show y'all my oil filter wrench I bought at Walmart this morning. I've never seen a contraption like this. Nope. It works wonderfully. It closes up and opens up. It'll fit several different size oil filters. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, what else was I going? Oh, I cleaned up the inside a little bit. Wish I had a shop vac, because this stuff's gonna be blowing all up in my face. But here's what I found. Here's some steering wheel parts. That's part of it there. Found a 1/2 inch wrench. Oh yeah. Straight screwdriver too. Oh yeah. You already seen the little dragonfly. Baseball. Yep. What is this? That's a Rawlings. Oh yeah. That's the armrest goes over there. Fire extinguisher. Who is this? Tracy Lawrence alibis. This is 1957, a rock and roll era. Oh yeah. Of course, y'all seen the bag phone there. And then I found this little mini cassette. I'm interested to see if that still plays. I've got a mini cassette player. We might have to play that when I get to the house. But anyway, if I find a, what do you call it, a car wash, we're going to vacuum this thing out. I might even give it a pressure wash. It'll look a little bit better. Anyway, let me get the fuel tanks in. I got to call and get insurance on the thing. Once I do that, I think we'll be headed that way. Yep. Wait a minute. I forgot to show y'all this too. You know, we had a messed up plug end on number 1. Well, it's a 90-degree end. You know, I found the plug wire down in here. Well, it's a 90-degree end, and it put it on there, wants to short out. It needs to be straight like these. Well, look here what I found. Whilst cleaning out the bed, here it is right here. I'm gonna put that on there and we'll be okay then. Got all the tools loaded up. I'm ready to go. I hope I can get that window down. That's about as far as I can get it right now. It's out of the channel track back here. Fired it up, gonna let it sit here and warm up. Well, doing the same thing. As a matter of fact, it may be a little worse. You can see all the gasolines right there. I mean, she's flooding out terribly bad. It needs a needle and seat. I'm gonna see if we can drive it a little bit, see how it does. I'd like to get back to town, and then we'll see if we can't find us a kit to rebuild that. Let me get it fired up. Actually, I gotta call, get insurance. Forgot about that. Yep. Let me see if I can get this window down, call, get insurance, and then maybe then we'll head down the road. Well, I got the window down, and it will stay down for the remainder of this trip. It just dropped. I ain't gonna be getting it back up right now. Let's see what the fella do. I'm gonna try to make it to the store. It's, I don't know, 6-8 miles away. Let's see what it does. It's flooding real bad. Where's reverse on this? Over there maybe? Oh yeah. What about brakes? Well, we got some. Well, that ain't good. Here we go, fellas. Let's see how far we can make it. I can already tell you, I might stuff rags in the gas tanks. Woo! Yeah, we're good on brake. Third gear. good. Oil looks good. Charging looks good. That ain't good. What in the world was that? Huh. Let me get out and make sure nothing fell off. That was a horrendous noise. I don't know. It's possible something fell out of the bed through one of the holes. I don't know. Let's see if this thing's gonna start. Oh yeah. Making noise in the bed. Let me find a place to pull over. See if I got something about to fall through. I have a weird smell too. I don't know what that is. Sort of smells like brakes. Uh-oh, we got a lot of smoke going on. Well, the smoke's coming off this exhaust over here. I think we got us a valve cover leak because that has smoked ever since I fired it up. We might try to get a valve cover gasket, or we may say, I don't see that, and keep on trucking. I don't know what that noise was. I don't see anything out of the way. It was just like a rattling, shaking type. I don't know. But anyway, where are we at? Red Bluff Creek Shelter. How you say that? Is it Ouachita? I don't know. That's where we're at. I think this is Ouachita Mountains, actually, where the campground one was Ozarks. Anyway, let's shut the hood on this thing and head to the store. It's a whole ordeal to get this hood shut because it's bent so bad. And I gotta make sure I ain't mashing my hose like I am. Definitely gonna need a hood. Oh yeah, we're good. Let's hit the road, Jack. Will it start? Will it start? headed to the store. Well, we have successfully made the first 6 or 8 miles on the trip with the old, we gotta have a name for it. I don't know if I'm gonna leave it brown, but we'll call it Turd for now. It's doing pretty good. You know, had a little knocks and bangs. I don't know what that big noise was. Something fell off or fell out. It wasn't important because it's still running. I'm telling you, it drives smooth. The tires are good. Got a little play in the steering. Going uphill, you can feel it missing. I don't know if that's carb or maybe some ignition, but anyways, it's doing pretty good. I'm gonna head to Sawmill. Probably not gonna turn the video camera on because it's just roads. When I get there, I'll let you know how it went, and then I'm not sure if we're gonna head out today because it's like 3 o'clock now. I gotta drive an hour back to come get his truck. Probably just find a hotel close by. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all in a little while when I get to Sawmill. Well, here's the deal, fellers. As you can tell, it's nighttime. Well, we made it to my niece's. There's the old turd brown thing right there. Did great. I completely forgot to video this because I've been in such a rush to get this home and then go back and get my niece's husband's truck. It's sitting right there. I just got back from there and it's, I don't know, 8:30. Well, here's the deal. I got to get a hotel room tonight. I ain't gonna explain why. But the hotel is only a mile down the road, but I have only one headlight and no tail lights. I will probably be okay, but I don't really want a ticket. So on the way back here, I stopped at O'Reilly's and got me a headlight. So I'm gonna change that out. I think it's got star bits. I don't know if I brought any star bits with me. If I didn't, maybe an Allen wrench will work. If not, well, we ain't changing the headlight. And then I'm going to troubleshoot very quickly tail lights. Hopefully I can get them to work. If not, well, I may just ride with my foot on the brake. That way we got tail lights and just no brake lights. Anyway, let me get busy with this. The old truck did pretty good, by the way. It's got a little miss. I bought plugs on the way back. We'll put them on in the morning at the hotel in the parking lot. But for now, let me see if I can get the headlight done and get some taillights done. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey for what I'm hoping is the last day on this adventure. As you can see, we made it to the hotel last night. Got the headlight put in, it works. Taillights, I don't know. I troubleshooted for 30 minutes. We have no taillights, we have no running lights. The marker lights on the cab don't work, no dash lights. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll figure it out eventually. Google Maps says 367 miles from right here. A little over 5 hours if we go the interstate, which we probably won't. Going the back roads, a little over 8 hours. It's probably what we're going to do. I don't know. I may put it on the interstate just to see what happens. I just, it's not going to do about 60 miles an hour, 65 maybe. Cars are going to be flying by me. We'll see. What I'm going to do right now, I bought a set of spark plugs if I can find them. I think they're down over there in the floorboard. Let's change them out real quickly. Right here in the front. I don't care. What are they going to do? Run me off? Anyway, I will tell you this. I meant to tell you this last night. That 40-mile trip we did yesterday burnt almost 5 gallons of gas. So we're going to get maybe 75 miles out of both of those. I'm going to be stopping for gas a whole lot. Yep. Anyway, let me pop the hood. Let's go to change the spark plugs. All right, let's change to some sparking plugs very quickly, hopefully. Well, there looks pretty good. The strap is good and tan. Let's just pull them all out real quickly. Same thing. Let me show y'all how to gap a plug real quick. Do you see a gap? It's gapped, yeah. The older fella that I've got lockjaw from, and what's some more? The Jolly Green and all that. He told me one time that the way you know your gap is good enough, if it ain't touching, if a cockroach can't crawl through the gap, you're good. I think we got it. Let's get these put in. You have to be careful putting plugs in with any kind of gun, because when it bottoms out, it'll jerk that gun and you'll break it half the time. Ask me how I know that. Here come the cops. They heard I don't have taillights. They're coming to get me. Oh, it's an ambulance. I'm looking the plug wires over and I don't see any cuts. I don't see any arcing. So I'm not sure why it's got that mess. All right, there's half the plugs changed in a record amount of time, like, I don't know, 4 minutes. Let me get these wires on. I'll go do the other side. I'll be right back. Sparking plugs are changed. None of them look bad, so I don't know. This side over here's got 90-degree boots, so they're rubbing the exhaust manifold, but I don't see anything that looks burnt on them. I don't know what it is. But we are still on the full mark, which we're not on completely level ground, but I think we're good enough. What about our radiator fluids? Well, there went the cap. Yeah, we need a little bit. Let me put some in it. It's been running about halfway, but yeah, we'll put a little bit in it. Drink up, little buddy. This is straight antifreeze too, by the way. I never got a chance to fill it with Wooters. That'll be just fine and dandy though. Let me clean up my mess. I gotta find a gas station. Get Google Maps going. We're gonna hit the road, Jack. Oh yeah. How's she gonna do on a cold start? Look at that, fella. Fired right up. I think that's a pretty good old motor. I lied to y'all. Going highways, 403 miles, 8.5 hours. I think it follows 40 pretty much the whole way, at least to Memphis anyway. So we may shoot on the interstate, just see how it does sometime or another. Uh-oh. I don't want to fill them too full, because then they go to splashing. I think right there would be good. Let me top this other one off. It's a little cool this morning. Of course, this window here don't roll up. I had to get my little jacket out. Anyways, let's head back to Tennessee, fellas. ours, I changed my mind. Arkansas roads are rough. We're going to try the interstate and see how it does. Maybe 5 miles. I had a state police come by me. You know, I'm not running any tags, so either Arkansas police don't pay attention or they don't care. Either way, I'm good with it. The whole thing I'll tell you, man, I'm sitting here doing between 60 and 65, purring like a kid. Those spark plugs, they took care of the miss. Yep. It's 350 miles home. Let's keep on trucking. Crank up, girl, come on. There we go. Well, we made it to our first gas stop here in Brinkley, Fargo, Arkansas area. Just filled her up. We went 72 miles. I put 9.38 gallons in it. Do the math. We're getting a little over 7.5 miles a gallon. Whew, that ain't good. No, sir. I guess that's what you get for owning a big block. The whole thing's running really, really good. It ain't missed a beat. We're doing 62, 63 mile an hour on the interstate. Setting up there just pretty speed. A little playing the steering, we'll have to work on that. But other than that, doing great. I think we got 295 miles to go to get home. About 4.5 hours. It's cold. I got my jacket on. You know, this window won't roll up. Well, we're going to try to get it up because my left ear is freezing. Let me go in here and use the little boy's room. We'll see if we can't get this window up and we'll hit the road again. Well, I got back on the interstate a few miles back and looked down at the voltage gauge, and she had dropped down to almost to the danger zone. I was like, what in the world's going on here? So I stopped at this rest area here. Pretty neat little place. Got a lot of picnic places and whatnot. Anyway, stopped here to check things out, popped the hood, and well, the belt was just a flopping. Alternator belt, yeah. She's pretty doggone loose. Well, matter of fact, when I pulled in here to idle, it jumped back up to about 13 volts. Belt is loose. Let me get some tools out and we'll tighten that up real quick. I don't know what the deal is with me and belts loosening up. What was it on that dang old Ford? Kept loosening up, throwing belts. Well, this one here, the alternator bracket, the slot has been, it's spread open. Looked like somebody might have done some grinding on it, I don't know, but they got a big old nut here, you know, to help grab, acting like a big washer. So we're gonna have to do something about that when we get back, but there's evidence of, yeah, it's eating that belt up, I guess, from slipping. There's black stuff all over that bracket. But anyways, let's get the little fella tightened up once more. We'll try it right there, see what it does. I thought when we left the hotel this morning, or maybe yesterday, I don't remember, I thought I heard some squalling, but then it quit. Well, it's wanting to walk back on me. Need to loosen it up and do it again. Hey, maybe what's going on, it may be slowly loosening up over time. Let me crank on her real good. If it'll get us home, then we'll fix it like it needs to be fixed. Tighten this one down here. Let's hit the road, Jack. Made it to Memphis. I'm in a very sketchy part of town, but I had to stop and get gas. We went another 72 miles. We used 8.9 gallons, so a little bit worse. Anyway, it's a big block. It's going to use a lot of gas. I done forgot. Let me look at my phone here. How far we got to go? 222 miles. Let's hit the road, Jack. Well, I'm stopped in Arlington, Tennessee, just east of Memphis. I noticed my temperature gauge had crept up. It'd been running, halfway. It crept up to about 3/4 of the way. I got a little concerned because the alternator belt is also the water pump belt. But the voltage hasn't dropped any. I do hear squalling though. So I want to stop here at O'Reilly's and get me another belt just in case. But the temperature has dropped back down to halfway. The oil pressure, it was pegged. It went to 3/4, stayed there for an hour or two, and it come back pegged. I think the gauges are garbage in this truck. But anyway, let me go get a belt just to have it, just in case this in here breaks, burns up, or whatever. Well, we are now at AutoZone in Arlington, Tennessee, because O'Reilly's didn't have nothing I needed. AutoZone does. Look here, got us a belt. Oh yeah, look at the difference in these two belts right here. This is how much it has wore that belt down. It's quite a bit of difference. Yep, she was squalling, sure was. Also, well, the reason it's doing this is it won't tighten up because, like I said, this is spread out. Well, I may take something and try to beat that closed, but also I got some big fender washers they were going to use to hopefully hold it in place. This is what they had, just a big old nut. That wasn't working. Anyway, let's get this belt put on. There's black stuff all over the belt and the water pump pulley, alternator bracket from where this thing's been wearing down for the last however many miles we've been. Now, let me get some washers and such. These are 1/4 inch fender washers, but they seem to fit this 3/8 bolt. Barely. You have to screw them on. So, hey, whatever it takes to get the job done, fellas. That's what we do around here. I'm gonna use 2 because they're kind of thin. Well, it's quit screwing on. There it went. That's as far as it's gonna go. Let's remedy that with a hammer and a socket. Let me show you. Speaking of hammers, here's the hammer from last week, the one that, you know, head went flying. Several of y'all got a kick out of that. Anyway, maybe it won't go flying off this time, but I'm just gonna set it down in that socket, drive her on home. Let's do the next one the same way. Ow! Oh, I pinched both them fingers. I knew I was gonna do it. Dang, that hurt. Anyway, let's get this little feller tightened up. I wonder if this alternator bracket is the same as a small block, because I got 1 or 2 of them laying around that we may have to swap out. When I got to O'Reilly's, I could spin that water pump pulley by hand, so it probably was running a little, there went the hammer. It probably was running a little warm because that water pump was slipping. Now, tighten that feller up. We got a good bite on it now. I think it'll be all right. I think that's gonna fix it. Those big washers, they're gonna get a good bite on that bracket. I don't think it's gonna move now. Like I said, if a small block Chevrolet bracket's the same, I got 2 or 3, we'll swap that out sometime. Right now though, there's a McDonald's right down the road. I'm gonna go get me something to eat. Firstly though, I'm gonna go to this gasoline station right behind me. That one jug, it's about half empty. I'll fill it up. I'll see y'all on the road. Well, here we are, sitting on the side of the interstate. Just stopped back there. I think I'm around Jackson somewhere, got gas, and I've been on the interstate two miles, running it up to 70 mile an hour and look down and, well, the tip of tar's pegged all the way. Yep. I guess we threw the belt. The voltage was dropped down too. It doesn't like 70 mile an hour. Hopefully the belt's still under the hood. If not, I've got that little skinny one. We'll put that back on and I'll try to find an O'Reilly's or AutoZone or something, somewhere. Get another belt. At this point, I'm liable to be driving at dark and we still don't have any taillights. So anyway, let me get out here and look at this, see what we got. Yeah, she's boiling. Oh yeah. It's done filled up the overflow tank. She's just a steaming, belt is gone. It's nowhere to be found. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm looking at it right here, it looks lined up pretty good. Don't know. Let me put this belt on and get on the phone and see if we can't get another belt. Belt is on. Let's find us another one for a backup because I'm sure that's gonna sling off too. Actually, I just remembered it don't like cranking over when it's just operating temperature. I bet you it won't crank over at all right now, which we are on a little hill. I might could get rolling, pop the clutch. Let's try it, see if it'll start or not. We run the battery down. Roll her down a hill, boys. Well, here's the deal. I just traveled 13 miles to the next exit, from where I was sitting on the interstate. There's nothing here basically. The closest auto parts store is a Napa about 10 miles from where I'm at right now. They do have a belt. I just called them. This belt here, squalling like a baby. Yep. So it's not going to last. It'll just keep eating itself up. So I'm going to try to get that belt to last 10 miles, go to Napa, get it put on. We're going to be driving in the dark, so I'm either going to have to fix the tail lights, or I'm going to have to stay somewhere again tonight. I can't afford that. So once I get this belt, get it put on, I'm going to have to fix taillights. One way or the other. If I had to get some battery operated lights, stick them to the back of the truck, that's what I'll do. But anyway, let me head to Napa and go get that belt. Well, we are in the big town of Lexington, Tennessee. Guess what we're doing? Working on a belt again. Yep. They had two. I got both of them. You might be asking, why do you get them at AutoZone? Get two of them. They didn't have them, that's why. Anyway, we're saving this little feller because, well, it got us out of a jam a minute ago. We might have to use it again here in a little while. I don't know. I hope not, but anyway. Ooh, it's hot. Well, there went my wrench. Come on, man. Oh, yeah, I can't hardly reach it. I'm the fastest belt changer in the South. Now, let me inspect this. I just want to make sure nothing is flexing. I don't see it, man. I don't know what's going on. You eyeball it, it looks good. So I don't really know why it keeps laying off, but I got an X-tree and I got this little skinny feller. Well, I averted a crisis just now. I fired it up. I want to get out there and see it running and make sure nothing's wobbling. And when I did that, well, once I was out there under the hood, it decided to start rolling backwards and dang near took out the front window of the Napa here in Lexington. That wouldn't have been good, but I got it stopped and turned off, put in gear. I didn't see anything wobbling, but if you stand back, you can tell the alternator's cocked. So that's something we're going to have to fix. Can't do it right now. What I'm fixing to do is, it's like 5:20. It's going to be dark in about an hour, and I got at least 2 hours to go to get home. I'm going to see if they got a hotel here in Lexington. We're going to drive to it. I'm going to spend whatever amount of time I need to try to get the taillights working. If I get them working, we're going to head on home. If I don't, well, we're spending the night in Lexington. Anyway, let me find a hotel. I'll see you in a little bit. Found a hotel. It's a Days Inn. It's slim pickings on the hotels here because Lexington, I don't think it's that big of a town. Beggars cannot be picky around here. But it is, Napa was right there. It's right across the street. So that was good. I got my meter out, checking stuff. We are not getting voltage to our tail lights. Brake lights work, but no tail lights. Ground is good from here to ground. I've checked that. None of the tail lights, running lights, cab lights, none of them work. Well, I take that back. There's one over here on the passenger side of these. Well, it's on there now. I got the switch pulled on the headlight. I don't know if they're tied together or not. I've tried to find a good print, and they all changed a little bit, during the years. I'm trying to find a 1980 that looks like my fuse panel. Can't find one. There is no fuse labeled tail lights. There's one labeled instrument lights. Those aren't working either. Well, there's no voltage on them. Those are powered by the headlight switch, and I'm assuming taillights would be too. Are they on that same fuse? Well, I don't know. That's what I got to try to find out. Let me get on the internet. Hopefully I found a print for 1980. That's right, and we can figure it out. I'll let you know here in a little while. Pull the headlight switch out. I think this is the culprit. I had to look up the wiring diagram for this headlight switch. This is hot coming in, and then this tail lights. This one here, I believe, is parking lights. And there's another one, instrument lights. Is it right here? I think so. Well, I got my meter on ohms to where it beeps when you get continuity. Pull the light switch out right there. Should be tail lights. This is not beeping. It says a 0 or LOL. If you wiggle it, hear it beeping. See the red light coming on just for a second? Right there. Headlight switch is probably not bad. It's just corroded contacts. I don't think you get parking parking lights up front until you pull the headlight switch on. That works apparently because we had one parking light. Pull it out. Yeah, see, it's working. But I can wiggle it, or it could a little while ago to quit working. Yeah, see? Put it over here on tail. It's working. If you wiggle it just right, see, I pulled it out there, and it don't. Got bad contacts on this switch in here. There's little tabs that bend over. Let me bend them, see if I can't get this apart. Clean the contacts out. If that works, we're gonna head home. I have no idea if y'all don't see what I'm doing because it's just about dark. Which there are some street lights around here that are helping tremendously. But let's get this little feller opened up. Just like that right there. It's probably stuff, springs fixing to fly everywhere. I've never had one of these apart, so I don't know exactly how you take it apart. Oh yeah, there's all kind of little contacts in there. Well, I don't know. Huh. There it is right there. I was gonna say, let me figure it out, but I just did. All right, now let me get into this and clean some of this stuff up. I'll be back in a minute and let you know if it works or not. Got my cell phone out because we can get close up with it. See those little strips down in there? They're green and got all kind of garbage. That is the culprit. Sure is. Let me get that cleaned up. Of course, you got these little contacts too. I've already scraped them, but be careful because see the little springs? They will come flying out. Anyway, let me get it cleaned up, see if it'll work. Got her back together. Y'all watch my metry right there. Let's turn on park and tail. Here's your hot coming in on this one. Here is tail light. Here it beeps, see it light up. This is parking light up front. See it light up and beep. I can wiggle it all around and it does great now. But I don't have any dash lights. It's right here. Well, wait a minute, it's working now. It wasn't a minute ago. Interesting. I want dash lights so I can see the gauges, you know. Make sure we don't burn the motor up if I throw another belt. It was not working a minute ago, but it is now. Interesting. It's sort of, well, let me move this, the dimmer part for the instrument light, see it quit working there. There's a little place right in here that's all crudded up with green. Let me take my pocket knife, clean that out. Let's see if we can't get the dash lights work. Watch that meter. Y'all hear that beeping? We got dash lights now. It works through most of the range too. Oh yeah, that only took about 30 minutes, but anyway, let me get this light switch back on, get the tail light back on. We'll hit the road. Got the headlight switch installed, and I got good news and bad news. Y'all watch this. Look at there, we got some dash lights. It even dims, oh yeah. But bad news is, still no tail lights, nope. Ain't got a clue what's going on. I have no running lights. These, none of these, the side markers, this here on the tailgate, over here, nothing. Except for this one front one. It's on a different circuit, is why it's working. These, they may just be blinkers, I don't remember. That bulb's probably shot, that's why that parking light is not on. I also know, by the way, while we're up here in the front, do you see anything unusual in this bumper grill area? That's my Hummer. When did we use that? Oh, that was way back in Arlington at the AutoZone. Well, she's wedged in there. I left it up here somewhere. Yep. That's the one that the head flies off of, by the way. Anyway, don't know what's going on still with the tail lights. Let me do a little more troubleshooting if I can't figure it out in the next, I don't know, hour or so. What time is it, by the way? It is 7:17. If I can't figure it out in the next hour or so, I'm staying in Lexington until in the morning. Well, I'm up under the truck in the back looking at my wiring. This wire looks great. Looks brand new. Brown is your tail light. Is that it right there? Maybe. Well, then I discovered this right here. What in the world, man? This is just par for the course on this truck, what that feller did, whoever, I don't know. I don't know if it was the cowboy or somebody after him, but let's look at this. This is tail light wiring. I don't know. It's got a trailer plug here that's only got one wire on it. Let me figure some of this out. Maybe this is our issue. Y'all ain't gonna believe me unless I show you, but look here. We got a tail light. That's a tail light. I know the brake lights work already. I busted a bulb. Actually, what I did is, well, where did I throw it? I think it's up here in this tire. You know how the glass will twist independent of the brass sometimes? That's what happened. Then it blew. So I got to find somewhere that's got a stop tail turn. Napa's closed. I don't think they've got an O'Reilly's, but let me get online, see what I can find, hopefully on O'Reilly's or Walmart close by. I'll go get another tail light, and then I'm gonna hit the road. I'm headed to Clarksville, Tennessee tonight. Oh, wait a minute, let me show you this too. It's the only side marker that works. None of the others work. Cab lights don't work. I don't care. I got tail lights and brake lights. I'm headed to the house. Well, I found an O'Reilly's about half a mile down the road from where it was a little while ago. And look here, we got two taillights now. Why Google didn't show me that O'Reilly's, I don't know, man. I ain't got a clue. When I was looking for parts earlier for belts. Anyway, got that put in. I lost my little flashlight. Yeah, I guess I left it on the bumper. It's on Main Street now somewhere, so that's good. What's even better, well, I was pulled in here to adjust my headlights because that one over there is pointed in the ditch. It won't adjust. This one here was too high. I brought it down, fired it up, belt squalling. Yep. Let's pop the hood, see what we got. Well, it ain't what I would call loose, so I don't know why it's squalling. Is it the power steering that might be squalling? Let's see. No, sir, it's even tighter. Let me get the utensils, tighten it up a little more. Well, I seem to have lost my little crowbar. It's probably on Main Street with, with the light I lost a minute ago. I'm gonna try to use this breaker bar here, get a little leverage on it, tighten it up some more. I gotta loosen this bottom bolt though, don't I? I know y'all probably can't see a thing of what I'm doing. That's about as tight as you can get it without it breaking. If it still squalls, well, she'll just have to squall, all I can tell you. It may be because we're running headlights now. I didn't think about that. All right, let's hit the road. I'm gonna fill up, that tank there it's less than half full, so I'm gonna fill up. Y'all might see me when I fill up for the last time, because we got one more time we gotta fill up. Let's hit the road, Jack. Here we are once again underneath the hood of the truck. Belt is loosened up. It's squalled. It's about a 10-mile trek from Lexington to, I'm right here at Interstate 40. It's squalled just about the whole time. I can hear it over this loud exhaust leaks. Yep, that's how bad it was squalling. It's loosened up. I don't know, fellas. I don't know what to do. I did find my pry bar though. That's awesome. I'm gonna crank on it. I'm gonna try to tighten it just as tight as humanly possible, and then hope and pray that it don't break or whatever. I don't know. I am about fed up with the belt system on this truck right here. Sure am. I'm gonna crank on that sucker. I'm gonna try to break it. Now, I know y'all can't see a thing. You just have to Bear with me. Doing the best I can. Now, does that feel tight? It's pretty tight. I don't know why it keeps loosening up. Let's hit the road again. Do not adjust your screen. There's nothing wrong with it. We are in the middle of nowhere. That's the only street light that I can see for miles. There's the truck. There's the interstate. See the cars going by? We made it about 35 miles. And it started squalling again, so let me tighten it up again. I know y'all can't see a thing that I'm doing, but just in case somebody sneaks up behind me out here in the middle of nowhere and tries to kill me, I want it on video. Yep. It wasn't real loose, but it was loose enough to squall. I don't understand it. I'm afraid to get too tight because you'll strip the threads on that aluminum housing on that alternator. So I don't know. We're gonna have to do something different here when we get home and go to working on this thing. Good gracious, this is a wee bit ridiculous. Let's hit the road again. Well, we stopped here at Love's right at Dixon for our last gasoline fill up. Yep, got 60 miles to go. I got holes in the floorboard that's freezing my left leg to death. This thing got pretty chilly. I kind of wish I'd have fixed the heater now, but I don't care, fellas. We ain't got but 60 miles to go. Let's get this old girl home. The old girl made it home about midnight last night. Man, what a trip. That belt, I'm telling you, that was a pain in my hind end. It sure was. We were on track to be home around 4 or 5. That belt said, nope, that ain't happening. I had to stop one more time when I got off the interstate right around Dixon. Tighten it up one more time. I think what's going on, those little fender washers, they're cupping and it's letting it loosen up. So we'll have to get us some big old thick washers plus a new bracket, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully that will take care of that issue. All in all, it was a pretty fun trip. Not the most ideal situation, being off in the boonies an hour from civilization, but I did get to see some pretty country. Man, I tell you, Arkansas, that's a pretty state. If you ever get a chance, ride through there. Yep, it is pretty. The old motor, I believe she's a good one. Yep, didn't burn no oil. Sat up there and purred like a kitten, man. Sure enough, if it wouldn't have been for that dang belt, yep, everything would have been just fine and dandily. I've been looking for the numbers on that motor the last 30 minutes or so. You got your casting numbers on the back of the block, and you got stamp numbers on the passenger side front deck. Well, those numbers are gone, which tells me the motor's been rebuilt, and the block was probably decked, and those numbers are forever gone. But the casting numbers tell me it is a 454 made from 78 to 90. That's about all I can tell you. Don't know if it's a 4-bolt main or nothing. Next time we do an oil change, I might stick my camera up in the oil drain plug. Let's just see if it's a 4-bolt main. I really hope it is. Not sure if this motor's gonna stay in this truck. Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to see. I got plans for it. I'll tell you about it, as we go, working on it. I do know this. I hate doo-doo brown. It's my least favorite color, but the paint is in decent shape. And I think, I was going to wash it today, but I was like, phooey, I need a break from this truck. But next time we fool with it, we'll wash it. And I think we're going to rub on that paint a little bit and shine it up. If you look right here, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but right in here where my big old fat belly rubbed on it all week, it's got a shine, and it's metallic. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, we'll shine on it and hopefully it'll shine up. Like I said, y'all showing y'all all the rust. I ain't worried about it right now. Eventually I would like to paint it. We'll just see. Like I said, I got plans for it. Yes, she is gonna get slammed, and I'm sure, I'm gonna get some hateful comments from the people that don't like lower vehicles. Well, you know what I tell you? Don't do that to yours. I'll do it to mine if I want to. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, I got a vision for it in my head, and we'll get there eventually. We've got a lot of rust repair to do, sure do. Not sure about the bed. It's just rust. Not huge, but a lot everywhere. Just, not to mention, hello, Mr. Gas Tank. You see the ground through the bed. Not sure what we're gonna do. If we lower it like I want to, the bed's probably gonna get cut out anyway. We'll get into that when the time comes. It has lots and lots of little knick-knack bullcrap wrong with it. Matter of fact, let me show you. The last middle finger it gave me last night when I pulled in right over yonder, went to pull the key out, and well, there's the lock cylinder. The whole thing come out. Wait a minute. I don't think I told y'all. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. If I did, I'm gonna tell you again. When we were sitting on the side of the interstate, I was trying to put that belt back on, or the little skinny belt back on. Got in it, and I always grab steering wheel to help myself get in because I'm fat and old. Well, grab the steering wheel, and I dang near pulled it off. She's got some wobble. That's why that little fella there pulled out. There's steering column parts over there on the dash that weren't put back. The feller that did the work on this, well, he don't need to be working on nothing. I'll be honest with you. Yep. I don't know if it was the cowboy guy, but there's stickers for, that's the Calf Roping Association right there. Team Roping right there. There's another one up here. What is it? 1997 Chuck Wagon Race, Clinton, Arkansas. And I think this is some kind of a cowboy hat holder apparatus right here. If any of y'all know about that, let me know. But I think a cowboy owned it. I don't know if he worked on it, but a cowboy owned it. Sure did. If you will recall, I told you a month ago when we went and got the 47 International, don't get used to that. It's only been a month and I've went and got another one. This is not cheap to do, fellas, I'm telling you. So do not get used to this. In between the 47 and this one, I have burned up probably 2 months budget. Yep, sure have. Not complaining, not begging for money, but if you do want to support the channel and help me do stuff like this, check out YouTube memberships. There's 2 different tiers there. Go to my Patreon. 2 different tiers there if you want to help the channel out. Link for the Patreon will be in the description below. Plus, the link to my merch will be down there. Also, go buy you a shirt. I'll get it out in a minute. T-shirt and hat, a mug. This all kind of stuff. You have to go look at it. Anyway, the old truck, like I said, I believe it's a solid base. When I was up under it, working on it, checking fluid levels and whatnot, the frame, pristine. It's got great exhaust. It really does. It just needs to be hooked up, or the donuts are missing at the exhaust manifolds. Yeah, I think it'll sound pretty decent after that. It's got really long glass packs. We probably take them off and put a little better muffler on it, but the exhaust, it's in real good shape. The first thing we've got to fix, steering manifold it all the way home. It's just back and forth, back and forth. And then, of course, the steering wheel about falling off. And there's several knick-knack things, like I said, we got to fix on it. So it's going to be coming back soon because we got to get it roadworthy to go get some other vehicles. I hope it pulls my trailer very well. So I'll be looking for that. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.